What is up YouTube? Samiam here with a little tutorial for you guys. My first ever tutorial. So let's just jump right into it. Today we'll be doing like a trap city trap step style drop, and I've got an example right here from, I don't know how to pronounce that to be honest, and from RL Grime, and it's Infinity Daps. If you haven't heard the song, the link will be in the description, and I think it's a pretty good track, and this is the kind of drop I'll be talking about. Alright, so basically that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to play a lot of it so I won't get any copyright strikes. But that's basically what we're going to do. So what we got here is our samples, and here's a little sample we got. I'll put the links for all my samples in the description. But yeah, this is what it sounds like if you didn't hear it the first time. So yeah, we're going to open up our Edison to edit this little sample we got here. We want that little sound you hear in the song. So that little part in the drop, the little, I don't even know what to call it, but I know what it sounds like. So let's just edit this sample real quick until we get like the little clack sound from the beatbox. And what we're gonna do is replace the sampler with that. Let's just rename it. It's always good to like name your tracks and stuff. So what we're gonna do is add a little reverb. Actually, I don't like this reverb. I'm gonna use the old school style reverb. Yes, I'm old school like that. I don't care. And let's just really I don't want to get into too much depth about reverbing and stuff because this is not a in-depth tutorial, but I really want to like get a really good sound, so I'll Alright, so I'm gonna mess around with some riffs, some sounds that we could possibly make for the drop, and it's gonna take a long time, so I don't want to record that part, but I'll be back in an instant. So basically what I did is made a little sound that we would hear in a basic drop if we were listening to somebody like RL, no, not even RL Grime, like Bar. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. You know what? I'm not gonna try to pronounce his name anymore. Alright, so this is basically what it sounds like right now. And I also turned down the tempo to 100 because I thought it would be easier to work with a slower tempo. And it's peaking, so what we probably want to do is turn down the volume. Alright, now let's just find some drum sample from our little pack. And of course I'll put it in the description also. What we want to do for our little clacking sound, I forgot to go over this, is go into our insert tab, click the time button, put the attack all the way down. No, actually we leave the hold the same. But you put the, wait, what is that? The decay time down and the sustain down so that we get this perfect rectangle shape. And it doesn't play the whole sound unless the MIDI tells it to. So it will be like, and I also do this with my kicks. When I use the piano roll for my kicks, I also do this. So what we're basically doing is a little beat. Oopsie. And it'll be better if you like made the beat tailored to what the drop sounds like. And I got something special planned for a little snare right here. If we go to the piano roll, and go to the last little measure, turn the step down a little. I'll show you a little trick that's awesome. So go 3 here, and go back to your regular line. Copy this and paste it, and put it on another note so that will sound different. And if you wanna go really in depth, you can turn on the fine pitch. Start from a higher fine pitch, like for example, and you could go down, and it will be awesome. But do not go too low. So yeah, now we're gonna add some hi-hats. So let's go into our hi-hats folder in our trap movement thing. And I really like the sound of this, so I'm just gonna take this one. Find our bass note, which is usually C or D. But we're gonna use C for this tutorial. So what I usually like to do in these trap songs is I like to, hold on, just wait a minute. I like to start off a little slower. And on the second measure, I like to go a little faster. Cut it in half. And then do the same thing over and over again. I've always thought that was a good technique. I don't know where I learned it from. I just really like it like that. And I do not want my velocity down like that. I don't know why it starts like that. Alright. So that's basically the basics of this drop, and you can go really more in depth if you wanted to, but I really like how it sounds so far. And last but not least, we gotta mix the track. So we put the kicks, our claps and everything, put them all together in our mixer tracks, and what we basically try to do is find a perfect harmony between them, which is pretty hard, I ain't gonna lie, but it's worth it at the end. I like my little kicks to be like a little not focused around bass, but more around the knockiness, the knocky sound you hear. And I usually use sub basses for the like 808s. That's what I usually use. So for our claps, I like to add a little reverb, and I use the preset drum room a lot. You could edit it as much as you want, like turn down the wetness. It's really up to you. And for this right here, I usually add a little EQ on it so I can get more of the highs than the lows, because that sounds ugly when it's just the highs. And when it's the highs and the low. And to not make this tutorial go on forever, this is basically the basics of what you should have when you have a drop. But this is not like the only way to do it. I'm not saying that this is like the ultimate way. I'm just saying that it's the way I like it and the way most people like it too. Thank you for watching, and hit that subscribe button for more tutorials.